Hi guys, it's Mackenzie, and we're back with Sam and Steven and Bella, and today we're going to talk about friendship and what that really is. And today we'll be in 1 Samuel, and we're reading chapter 18, and the question that for this week is, what characteristics do you look for in a friend? So, Sam.
Oh yeah, no, just tell me. That's fine. For me personally, it boils down to like two things really. Honesty is a big one, and loyalty. Purely because if I'm acting a fool, I want to be able to trust my friend that'll call me on, I'm acting a fool. And loyalty boils down to, I want someone who has my best interest in heart.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Okay, Sam. Or not Sam. Steven.
Sam and other Sam.
It's okay. We look a lot alike. Mine's probably the same as Sam. Loyalty and honesty. Yeah. There's not really a different trait I look for in a friend. That's about it. Niceness, I guess, if you'd call it that. Kindness. The kindness towards other people, not treating other people like jerks.
I agree with Sam and Steven, but also you have to have trust for someone. Like, if shoot, I can't think of an example.
Think of me.
That's a bad example.
That's a really
Oh!
no. Say you need help.
Just like that friendship does.
Yep.
Doing your homework. You can trust that your friend will be there to help you. There we go.
Okay. For me, I like honesty and trust and very, being able to, see them a lot of the time. They have to be with me. So I like people's opinions. I'm a very opinionated person, and I like what people think of me. And that's probably not a good thing, but it's just what I like. So, yeah. And I like people to, tell me if I'm, acting a fool, or if I'm just, they gotta be, straight up honest with me. If I said something wrong, or if I did something wrong, they just gotta tell me, don't do that. So, yep, so today, we're gonna get into 1 Samuel 18, and we're gonna talk about, Jonathan and David. So, you're gonna read that?
Yes.
That's
So, chapter 18, verse 1. After David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day on, Saul kept David with him, and did not let him return home to his family. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. Jonathan took off his robe that he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic, even his sword, his bow, and his belt. Whatever mission Saul sent David on was so successful that Saul gave him a high rank in the army. This pleased all the troops and Saul's officers as well.
So, basically, Saul is the first king of Israel, and Jonathan is his son. So, David's Jonathan's bestie for the restie, and they're best friends. So, Saul, I already said that. Okay, wait. So, David was already going to be king, after Saul passed. So, that basically left Jonathan, with nothing. So, David would get everything that Saul had. And then, so, what do you think that would make Jonathan, feel? What would it do to their friendship?
Okay, I have another question, and don't mean to derail this. But I know with me and my best friend, he's more of a brother than an actual friend at this point. So whenever he comes over to the house, it's one of those, always make the joke that the favorite child's now here.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, you have that relationship where they're basically a family member at that point. So, if he got cut in on the will, I wouldn't personally be too hurt about it. But, everything goes to him, it would kind of strain the relationship. Your father's the king, and here you are, and your best friend is about to inherit the kingdom, and you're left, just, here's a cardboard box. Have fun.
You're left out of the will, you don't get anything at all.
I would feel really mad at my friend probably, because, they spent a lot of time together and they were really close to each other, and it's almost like his dad kind of betrayed him, because it's your own flesh and blood and you're just giving it away to someone else. So,
Steven.
I'm actually gonna say the opposite. I think it would make it a little rocky for a bit. But with the friends that one friend that I have, definitely I would believe would share some of it, and I'm not sure if David or Saul did that. But I mean, yeah, I would imagine he would be hurt with that.
Yeah. Well, there's two different situations of where I would fall with this. Like, if my parents passed away and gave all of my stuff to, say, Bella or Abby, I would you'd have to have enough trust in them to, like, do the right thing with it. And hopefully, they'd share it with me, and you would, thank God. Whew, bless. So, hopefully they'd share it with me and, like, let me have some of it, or just let it be. But if, like, it was given to someone that's not really, like, my best friend, and, like, someone who I don't have that much trust for, I feel like it'd be hurt my heart. So, but Jonathan and David in their situation, they were, like, very trusting of each other. So when Jonathan, like, found out that David was gonna get all this stuff, he basically, like, gave David all the stuff that he had on him. So, like, his bow, it's, like, long distance trust. So, like, if he, like, okay, so Jonathan gave David his bow so that, like, if, like, he was, like, running or something, he could, like, kill him from, like, a long distance, but he wasn't gonna do that. And then he gave him his sword, which is, like, up close trust, so if, like, he could, like, stab him or something like that. And yeah, and then so he gave him his armor as, like, protection, and it's protection, and then his robe for, like, vulnerability, I guess. So yeah, I'm saying so a lot. I can't, this is stressful. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so my next question is, have you ever had a friendship end over, like, a parent not liking them, or, like, parents telling you, like, you can't hang out with them?
I can't personally say that I have.
Yeah. Me neither.
Not really.
Am I the only one? Is that just, like, am I alone with that? Yep, well, it's happened before, but you eventually gain their trust back, and then you can hang out with them again. So, yep. And then, so, the other question is, what is trust in a friendship, and why is it so important?
Okay, trust in a friendship is just like trust in anything. You know, you have to have faith in the other party here. So, in a friendship, it usually boils down to, you know, I trust you to have my best interest at heart. So, once again, if I'm acting a fool, I trust you to call me on it. If I'm going to do something that it get me in a lot of trouble or is really, you know, wrong, I have to have trust in my friends to look out for me to stop me from doing that. But at the same time, if I want to do something stupid, I also have to trust my friends will join me on the stupidity.
Oh my.
Or if you do something.
Have fun editing.
Hey, we're gonna go murder this guy. Are you guys in with me?
Oh yeah, I'm not talking
I'm gonna
about
go jump
murdering
up-
someone.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like, hey
jump
guys,
off
we
the
have
bridge.
this motorized scooter. What if we pull a shopping cart behind it? I'll drive, you ride in the shopping cart.
Have you done that?
Yes.
What?
We are
we
getting
wore a
so
helmet,
off
it was
track
safe.
Right now. Wow, a helmet. So safe.
Oh my. So if your friend went and jumped off a bridge, you jump off after?
I'd
be the
look to
first one.
see first to make sure he was still fine, then I'd go. Look, I'm sorry, I'm not going to follow him off the bridge if there's no water down there. I'm just not. As a
Yeah,
friend,
if you, like, jump
as
off-
a friend looking out for my other friend's best interest, I would then be, you know, calling 911, getting a paramedic on scene. If there's water under and he looks fine, yeah, I'd jump.
And again, I mean, okay, but if your friend jumps and then you don't, you could have set an example for the rest of your other friends not to jump, because that guy's an idiot for jumping off the bridge, and
Died.
he didn't die. He's perfectly fine and safe. There was an air mattress under
Yeah,
there.
there's sharks down there.
So, did you?
I forgot what I was saying, so
I
just
would kind of
continue
go
on.
on track a little bit.
Going back to the question, what is trust in a friendship?
And why is it so important? What is trust in a friendship, and why is it so important?
I don't
Go.
me? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Trust is knowing that your best friend has your back with anything you do, probably.
Got your back. So,
I believe it's Proverbs. The wounds of a friend can be trusted. I can say this bit from personal experience. A close friend of mine was in a very bad relationship, and as much as I tried to warn them about it, point out the warning signs and all that, I'm not trying to, ruin the relationship and make him hurt or make him sad. It's one of those, this is bad for you. You need to address this situation. As a friend, that's kind of your role here. Unfortunately, learned the lesson the hard way, but that's, par for the course with life.
yeah, I can say I've had that experience, but I was in the other shoes. I was in the not so good relationship, and people kept telling me not to go back, but I did, and it happened, and I don't regret it, because no regrets. Things happen for a reason, but yeah, things happen for a reason. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm just gonna keep going. Why is it very important to have trust in your friends, and why is, even if saying David and Jonathan's situation, why is it so important for them to trust each other, for you to have trust in a friend as much trust as they have in each other?
Well, trust is important because you know that they'll have your back, and you know that they won't betray you, or that you can always count on them, and that way in the end you won't get hurt. So it's really important, especially for your mental health.
I think I'd have to have one of those friendships that you sometimes have those friends that won't last a long time. It has to be one of those friends that will be there for with you till the end, because you have some of those friends that you have in high school that you're not going to stay in contact with forever. So you gotta have those friends that, I don't know what I'm saying right now, you're looking at me like I'm crazy and stop looking at me like that.
To me that boils down to, if I don't think this person and me are going to be talking or hanging out or, associating with further down the line, I'm not going to be spending that much time investing and spending time with this person, because it's one of those, why would I waste my time with someone who at the end of the day really doesn't care about me? Quite frankly, all the people that I really consider my friends, if I got a phone call from them at 2 o'clock in the morning, they had a flat tire, I would get dressed to go out and help them. It's just because that's being a friend. That's what a friend does. Trust is very important, because trust at the end of the day is what makes a true friendship a friendship. It's basically what separates, someone that you work with and just associate with versus someone you invite over to your house, spend time with their family and your family, go off and do things.
Basically like a brother or sister.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, friendship.
What?
Hold on.
Did you just throw the bottle?
Yeah.
Okay,
Continue.
I can't get up and walk to the trash can.
Continuing on.
You could throw it to
Thank
the
you.
trash can. Sorry. You can
Oh,
throw
the
that.
trash can's not back there?
Friendship is vulnerability, in a sense, or actually just yes, that's just what it is. And then there's a amount of closeness that you have with someone. So if, say, you met someone your friend, you have friends and you have best friends. So best friends stay forever, and then friends you just don't talk to all the time. Friendship is vulnerability. And so if that's the relationship that David and Jonathan had with each other, they were very close and they could trust each other with everything, and they were gonna be together forever. Basically kind of like soulmates. They were made for each other. So you have to make sure that you are being vulnerable in a friendship with people who are worth being vulnerable for, because you don't want to put all that effort into something and then it just go to waste. So you have to be able to trust the people that you're with.
That's well said.
Yeah.
Yay!
Saying that.
Okay, So that's the end of this video. Tune in next week, guys, for me talking more. Like this.
Me mouth flap more, noise come out.
Be here next week.